First off, happy Easter for all of you that celebrate Easter. But here's what's going on. Prices have continued to climb, even though the Republican Party, who millions and millions of people voted for in the past election, their sole responsibility, their goal was to bring prices down. Now, this is something that President Trump is wanting to do. This is something that it's his goal, but also a plan that he has put in place. But there is one person that's actually holding this up, according to the Republican Party. I want to explain who that is in just a moment. But the reason why I'm bringing this to your attention today is because President Trump and the Trump administration, they want to do what is best for the American people. Keep in mind, the Trump administration currently has the power of the presidency, the House, and the Senate. They have all three. Okay? So they can pass certain bills and they don't really need a lot of Democratic support. Or in the case of a reconciliation bill, they need none. But I bring this to your attention because Republicans are trying to do more for the American people, knowing that they have a promise that they've made of bringing prices down. Again, I bring this up today because I know a lot of people have written over the past several days that the cost of an Easter basket has went up. The cost of chocolate has went up. The cost of little, knickknacks and trinkets have gone up. Yeah, prices are still going up, but President Trump has a plan. I want to explain what that plan is in just a moment, but how one person is actually holding up his entire plan. So I'll break all this down in just a moment, but before I do, all I ask is one thing. It takes 2 seconds. Go ahead, hit that like button if you enjoy these daily updates, and now let's begin. So I know it's hard to believe that President Trump has one person that is holding up his entire plan, but it's true. Before I get into who this is, I want to show you something. Look at this. It says President Trump's approval rating on the economy drops to the lowest of his presidential career. This means even back in 2020, when we were going through a pandemic, the approval rating now is lower than it was back then. I want to read this to you because, again, a lot of people don't realize that what is going on right now, it's hurting millions of people. Yeah, we're seeing the stock market sell off, but again, the majority of Americans, they don't have billions and billions of dollars in the market. So to see it sell off and they lose a few $100s here and there, it's not a big deal. Okay, look at this. It says a survey of 1,000 Americans across the country showed 44% approving of Trump's handling of the presidency and 51% disapproving, slightly better than the CNBC's final reading when the president left office in 2020. On the economy, however, the survey showed Trump with 43% approval and 55% disapproval for the first time in the CNBC report. Okay. Now, people are frustrated because everything costs more. You want to go and get something at a fast food restaurant like McDonald's or Taco Bell or In-N-Out, guess what? It costs more money. When you go to the grocery store to buy food, it costs more money. When you go and get clothes, it costs more money. Cars, more expensive. Homes, more expensive. Well, here's what you need to understand, okay? This is a big, big issue. And I've been saying this before, that certain people are only going to wait so long to bring prices down. Look at this. It says the MAGA base thinks Trump's trade war will bring a pot of gold, but they're only willing to wait for so long. I said this before, and I told you that many lawmakers understand that this fight to bring down prices, yeah, it's great. Okay, we need to make more products here in the United States. We'll bring in more jobs, right? Factories will come back. Everything will be great. The concern is it's not just a month-long process. This is going to take years. And this is why some Republicans believe that, yeah, this is a good idea, but it might not actually work. And it might not work because it's going to take too much time that Republicans don't have. Here's the other thing. This is the one person that's holding things up. It's the Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell. Here's the problem that we're facing. And again, I want to bring this to your attention because right now we have over $36 trillion in debt as a nation. That's an enormous amount. Not only that, but the United States is going to pay over $1 trillion in debt, in interest on our debt alone. Okay? $1 trillion in interest alone on the $36 trillion. Here's what's happening. I want to show you this. A top Trump econ advisor says the White House is studying ways to fire Jerome Powell. This is the one person that's holding President Trump back from actually achieving his goals. And the reason why is because President Trump could easily increase tariffs to the moon on every single country, and we'd be fine as long as we could bring rates down. Okay? That's where people are struggling. And again, the United States is struggling as well. Keep in mind, the United States needs to refinance. I believe it's like 9.1, 9.2, somewhere around there, trillion dollars in debt. We need to refinance it, over $9 trillion in debt. But here's the reason why this is such a big deal. If the United States refinances our debt of $9 trillion at whatever the current rate is today, okay, we're going to pay pretty much the same, right? But here's the thing. If we can get a lower rate, then we will save money. We'll save money as a nation. That will be great. So that's what President Trump wants, to bring rates down. Not only can we save money as a nation, but the American people are going to save money. Businesses are going to start to spend. Okay, if we start bringing rates down aggressively, we are going to see more businesses spend back into their business. They will start to reinvest. They will go and hire more employees. They will go and build new factories. That's what they're going to do. And again, I bring this to your attention today because over the next week, we're going to see a lot of movement. Okay? There's nothing that's really going to happen today. But over the next week, really over the next about 2 weeks, we're going to see a lot of movement. There's going to be a lot of discussions that President Trump wants to get rid of the Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell, replace him with somebody else. But here's the thing. President Trump doesn't have the power to just remove the Federal Reserve Chairman and replace him with somebody else. Okay? There is a process that he has to go through. And at this time, I don't think it's going to be successful. I don't think Congress is going to allow President Trump to replace the one person that's standing up against him. Now, what does this mean for you and I moving forward? Well, simple. Over the next several months, we are still going to see more and more layoffs. It's going to happen. We know this, right? We're expecting it. As we see more layoffs, businesses are also going to close. People are going to spend more money than they need to. Debt is continuing to rise, right? Millions of people are going to struggle. But I've been saying this for several months, really over the past year, is to be prepared. If you are prepared now, you have cash on the sideline, you pay down some of your debt, you have money coming in, right? You'll be perfectly fine. Don't take on a massive amount of new debt. Don't go buy a new car that you can't afford. Don't go buy a home again you can't afford just because you want to get into something. You don't want to waste your money on rent. Okay? Take your time, be patient. That's my advice to you. Be patient and think things through. But again, right now, everyone's looking at President Trump. Everyone's looking at the Speaker or the Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell. When are you going to lower rates? As of right now, it's more than a 90% chance interest rates stay the same. And this is in, I believe, May 7th, May 2nd, something like that. The first week of May, we're going to have an FOMC meeting from the Federal Reserve. They're going to tell us whether they're going to cut rates, they're going to keep rates the same, or they're going to raise rates. I believe there's a 0% chance they raise rates. There's like a 92% chance they pause rates. And there's like a 7-8% chance that they are going to actually cut interest rates. So as of right now, President Trump is not going to get he's not going to be saved. But again, this means we have to kind of fight through this pain a little bit longer. So again, millions of Americans are going to struggle. But we're going to struggle together. So we'll see what happens, but one thing I can tell you is I'll be here every step of the way, and I'll fill you in on all the latest news and updates. But as of today, that is what we know. So again, thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.